Hello, welcome to Talkin Tuesdays, but on a Thursday. So we had to make a special Talkin Tuesdays on a different date for a very special guest of mine, and that guest is Big Hobbes Barbecue. Dude, I can't tell you how honored I am to have you on here. I know you're a very humble guy, but you know, so many people really look up to you. Whether it be, you know, pellet guys, charcoal guys, or whatever it may be, and ladies, but they really look up to you, man. So as do I. So but go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, kind of tell the people in the chat who you are.
Oh, okay. Well, my name's Javi. My Instagram, I go by Big Hobbes Barbecue. I don't know, man. Not really much to say. You know, I'm just a guy from South Texas, and just really passionate about, you know, cooking, a little bit of fabricating, and you know, just everyday normal life. You know, just having a good time with people that I like, and meeting new people constantly. You know, through social media or what have you. And
Heck
no,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You know, it's just day to day like everybody else, normal guy.
Dude, you gotta. So we'll get into that, how normal you are at that point. But for starters, what we'll get into. So, what you drinking tonight, man?
I'm drinking a Twisted X Blue Can here. Go close. Yeah, you
Heck
guys got
yeah.
some of that when y'all are in Texas.
Yeah, that was good stuff, man.
Oh
But
yeah,
I do see you have 2 bottles of that whiskey behind you.
yeah. I'm sorry, it's on this side.
Yeah, yeah.
that's that's also local to Central Texas. We had some of that when we were up there at Al's place. No, they treated us real good over there at Treaty Oak.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, heck yeah, man. Like that's a story for another day, but I was like,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know if I can afford this, guys.
yeah. I was asking questions. I was like, okay, so who ordered the who
All
ordered
right.
all this?
Yeah, I'm like, do I? I mean, I'll wash dishes. I think. I don't know. Oh,
I
dude.
know, I know. Me and you had kind of like backed off in the corner and really started talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, we talked, and yeah, like I said, me and Mel kind of we're starting to make way for Al's truck.
That's
We were like,
hilarious.
what do we do, man? Nah, but overall, like joking aside, but yeah, that was amazing, man. They had some really good stuff. So if anyone is out in that area over in like Central Texas, you call it. So it'd be Treaty Oak Distillery. Fantastic place, man. Dead serious, like really, really huge. They got a restaurant there, you know, obviously their own distillery. So that was a good place.
Out in the
So,
country, beautiful trees.
oh
They've got
yeah,
a really, really good restaurant, man. A top-notch
yeah,
barbecue, though. Top-notch. I mean, so good.
yeah, yeah. I still think about them pickled onions, man. I was dying. I love those.
Yeah,
Uh,
excellent.
so let's start out, man. So Little Hobbs, man. Where did Little Hobbs grow up, dude? Like, you know, who's the Little Hobbs? I mean, let's just start there a little bit, you know,
Well,
and we could go as personal as you want, or you know, as light
yeah.
as you want. Just let me know.
Yeah, and like just because I'm using my phone and I can't see any comments, but if there's anything that you want to direct towards me, you know, just let me know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Um, I I was born in Victoria, Texas, which is you know, it's kind of halfway between Corpus and Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
And not too far from the coast, also Port Lavaca, and that's where I was born, man. And I lived there till I was almost a teenager, maybe about 11 years old. And my parents, my dad, he was a welder, you know, oil field, all of that. Worked out in the plants out there in the Gulf. And my dad's from Mexico.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my dad's actually from Monterrey, Mexico.
Okay.
And and his parents, they were down here in South Texas, what we call the Valley, and like right here off the river. That's where I'm at. But anyway, my parents decided they wanted to move back down, closer to their parents, just because they were getting older in age. So, we packed up, and I've been in South Texas for a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 47 now, so yeah, I've been here a long time. With the couple of years that I lived in Fresno, California.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of Cali you've experienced, huh?
Well, my wife is from California.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. My wife is from Cali. She, I guess, Kingsburg, Selma area, just south of Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
So, before, like, around the time when we got together, I was, looking to move out of my parents' house and all that. And, my thing was moving to Vegas. But then, she came along, and I'm all like, well, then we'll just move to California. So I took about 3 years of it, and then I was all like, nah, we got to go back to Texas. And you're talking about early 2000s, man. Maybe like 2003 is when we came back.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
Nice, dude. All right. So let's go. All right. Little Hobbs just playing around, hanging out in Texas. How did you start learning this? I mean, obviously you're well known for the open fire, for the fantastic I mean, I call them shows, but for you it's just, your regular deal. But where did you start thinking about that, or how did you learn it? I mean, how did this come about, man?
Well, going back to my pops, my pops a very busy guy, always, chasing the dollar, and like I said, he was a welder back when we were kids, when I was a kid, and kind of the same thing. I remember I was maybe about 7 years old, and I remember we lived out in the country, and I remember him building a barbecue pit, man, and he
Okay.
put together, he put together a barbecue pit, and from then on, he'd be out, when he wasn't working, he'd be out there in the yard with his barbecue pit, just, drinking beers and making a carne asada, I guess you'd call it, just, pit barbecue, fajitas, that kind of stuff. And that's where that kind of like started, like from my earliest memories, just watching my dad, having a beer, cooking some food, just enjoying his day. And, like I said, and same thing with the fabricating part of it.
Yeah.
We ended up moving down here to South Texas, and I started picking up the welding and the fabricating, back because I wanted to, I needed a vehicle. I was already getting, I think I was like 16 years old, and I ended up finding this old truck out in the field. I bought it for $300, and it needed an engine. It needed all sorts of body work. Like, I knew what I had to do. But anyway,
Right.
From there, that's where I started picking up like kind of like the welding and like cutting pieces out and kind of molding it, putting it back in, and that kind of stuff. So, with that, and then living down here in South Texas, being small, my pops, we would cross the border every weekend to Reynosa, and he'd go to the barber, drink his beers while he's getting his hair cut, and then we'd go out to the square, and that's where all the restaurants were, and that's where you would see, all like, cabrito, right? You'd see them all lined up in the restaurant windows. There'd
Really?
be like rows of coals, and then you'd have your cabritos on spits. And like I said, I never really thought much of it. That's just, that's culture down here.
Mhm.
And it goes with everything else. You just get used to it. It becomes like normal.
Right.
But
Right.
here, years later, we're I've always barbecued. As a matter of fact, I've only bought one barbecue pit in my whole life. And, the rest of them I've always made them myself.
Oh,
But
that is awesome.
yeah, but I'd be out in my backyard barbecuing this and that, and everybody takes pride in their cooking, and
Right,
for
right.
me, one day I was like, well, I'm gonna start an Instagram page, and from
Right.
there, it kind of like kind of evolved. You know, it kind of like I don't know how it works for everybody else, but for myself, like it's kind of like you're just posting pictures. You don't know what you're doing yet, and then you kind of see what
Yeah.
everybody else is doing, and then like you're picking up a rhythm, and then it's almost like you're finding yourself again.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Right, right. Reinventing
what's gonna
yourself.
be yeah, like what's gonna be my take, or how am I gonna contribute to this large pool of people putting their pictures and this and that, and it kind of started coming back to me, like not so much back to the basics, but back to the culture of where I'm
Mhm.
from,
Yes.
and that's where the animals, and then, like from cooking just in a regular barbecue pit to start, just over fire, like
Right, right.
no lid, whatever, just cooking over fire, and it just evolved for me that way, and I'd like to say that I do pretty good. I do myself justice, I guess you'd say.
Oh yeah, dude. Beyond. Well, I'm gonna be quite honest. Having seen you do this personally, like physically there, the Instagram doesn't do enough justice for you. I mean, really. I mean, it just shows, oh, okay, this guy, but no, man, it's I love the seeing you concentrate, and for you um it's like a rhythm, or if I can get more poetic, it's kind of like a song for you. Like
Yeah,
it's like you do have it written. It almost like playing the piano, like a pianist would play a piano. You sit there, you look at where you want it to be, the fire, you set it up, you get the fire going, and you're just like slowly going through, and it's kind of like, what's he doing? But you have this whole plan the whole time, and it's just it's really wonderful, just the I mean, to watch you in action, like, is it's fantastic. And I guarantee you, anyone that's ever seen you in person do that will absolutely agree with me. We got Blazing Star here, yeah, you do you, bro, or Javi, absolute master of the art,
yeah,
um
and I appreciate
definitely
that.
true. And if I may
Yeah,
interrupt, real quick, yeah, thank you, Whiskey and Hardtack. Just don't forget, guys, and ladies, to smash that like button, and try to have a comment or so. It just helps, it helps with the algorithm and get this show out. I mean, that's the big thing, is I really want the show to be something for the community, not just barbecue community, but community in general. We want the positivity, and just about how different people from different walks of life can come together and talk about food and things that we enjoy. And I have to say, I think Hobbs, that I think you can agree with me. It's just so nice because, I uh, how we can all get together and just, like, chill. The things that we're passionate about, most people don't even think about it. They don't think about the steak that they're making tomorrow, or the, let's say, the cabrito or whatever. It's like no one not no one, most people in common life, they don't think about it like we do. That
oh yeah,
that passion, like, ooh, what am I gonna put on it? I wonder, how am I gonna do it a little different? Some everybody's just kind of like,
right,
oh, I'm just gonna just put some whatever on it and just do this, and not worry about it. And
right.
I really love sharing that passion, and I really want to share this passion with everyone I can possibly share it with. So let people know about this show. Let people know about Big Hobbs. And if you're not following him on Instagram, please do. Uh, Big Hobbs Barbecue, he is on there, and you will not regret it. So, okay, all right, back to our little talk here. Sorry about that, sir. But
Yeah, no
yeah.
worries.
So, when did you finally feel like, man, dude? I mean, and like you said, it's kind of like you got back into the culture of what you were used to doing, but like social media wise, and kind of like that rhythm or writing that song. When did you feel like you were kind of like, man, I got a groove going?
Um, and it's evolved a lot, man. I mean, like I said at first, like you're on there, and like I said, when I first started out, it was just kind of like, okay, well, I'm just posting pictures and I'm gonna follow a bunch of people. That way, I
Hmm.
can kind of get my feed going. But I didn't know what it was about or anything really either. It was just explained to me. And once I started seeing what other people were doing, and that's where everybody learns from each other. That's the beautiful thing about like following people on a platform like that is that like everybody is learning from each other and like creating different things, and then like I'll see like you guys like y'all kill wings every Wednesday, right? And in my head I'm thinking like, okay, man, how am I gonna just do justice to making wings like the way you guys do, so like that's been on the back burner. But that's what I mean, like you get you start out and you're kind of just posting some pictures, and they look like shit, whatever, and then you start caring about it a little bit more and a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
more. I don't want to say that I I'm obsessed with it, but
yeah,
you
yeah.
know but it's just I think about it a lot because like at the end of the day, like I'm in my backyard right now. Nobody's here, but I've got all these people on the other side of my phone.
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
I come out to the backyard to cook, like it's like I'm hanging out with my friends,
That's awesome, man. I
and
love
and
that.
like I said, and since I love to entertain, I mean I like to say I'm a little bashful, but like I think like Instagram kind of brings it out a little bit,
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
me having a good time and letting loose in front of everybody, and I'll start talking shit or whatever, and vice versa, and yeah, and it ends up being a great night of cooking, even though I was by myself and I cooked for
Right,
my family.
dude. You're awesome, man. I think bashful. I could see like a little bit shy, but I think you're more humble than anything else. Like I think you have to realize I'm gonna make you start realizing like you're gonna be going, dude, I'm one of the best, bro. Like because
Well,
well,
I mean,
in
I know what I'm capable of. You know what I'm saying?
representing what you do, you are definitely one of the best, you it's hard because I mean there's so many people that do what you do, and it's not taking anything away from them. But like I said, I mean you can have I mean, okay, we'll stay on that analogy, a song. So I mean you can have Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, right? They're both they well, Mariah Carey, and forgive me, but she was a great singer. But they were both fantastic music artists, right? They were great
Right.
at what they did. But there's so many people that did not like Mariah Carey, or there's so many people that didn't like Whitney Houston, right? So it's not to take anything away from either one of them, or let's go back to not analogies, not to take anything away from anything else that anyone does, grilling wise, barbecue wise, smoking wise. But there's something about the way you do it and your attitude towards it and your attitudes towards the people that are around you that make you one of the best, if that makes any sense.
Well, I mean, I really appreciate that, man, because that really like that goes deep. It makes me feel good that like people notice like what I'm doing or how like how the kind of person that I am and stuff like that. And yeah, that means a lot, man, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, no worries. So I mean, one thing I want to talk about is your fatherhood. So you from what I've experienced, you're a great father, dude. You really are. And I know you probably feel like you've made mistakes, and hey, us as fathers, we all do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But if there's anything, let's just say, um, if there's anything you would like to leave behind that your children or whatever would your family would remember you by, what is that, like any advice for new fathers or even old fathers that are questioning what they've done, what and maybe we are too right now, it's not like we got it figured out, I'll tell you that. But
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, for me, like following the footsteps of my old man, you know, he set the bar really high.
Yeah.
Because you always want your kids to be bigger and better than what you were. But like I
Yes.
said, like my pop story is pretty crazy story, and I like I said, I know what I'm capable of. I know the things that I'm able to do. I know the things that like there's no stopping me, man. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna get it done no matter what. Like
Hmm.
that's just the way I was brought up, and that's just kind of like what I hope for my son. I want for him to take that, maybe when I'm not around anymore, and realize like, hey, you know what, my old man, he did this, and that,
Right.
and I want I want him to outdo me, man. I want him to be a
A
better,
better. It,
barbecue, a
it's
better person, man.
it's crazy you were
You
saying
know?
that. You're saying that. This is last night, and I don't mean to interrupt, and I do want you to continue. But
Oh,
literally
absolutely.
last night, I was laying down and I started thinking, God, dude, what happens, when I'm gone or whatever. All I thought, or like, oh God, my daughter's like a teenager now. I don't want her to lie to me, that kind of
Right.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I don't know what to do. And I literally just said, I could spend all this time thinking about that. I could always question my children or think that I'm not doing good enough, but all I can
Right.
do, all I can do is hope to God that they are better versions of me,
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. And like I
So,
said, I know
yeah,
my old man. He set the bar high, and I know. I think what helps me out is like when we go to these events, like when we were up in San Antonio or any other event, that I go do, and he'll tag along with me, and I think that's the time when he actually sees like wow, like he's actually seeing what's happening,
right.
like how people are reacting to me and stuff like that. And I mean, you saw him that one night. I mean, he
Oh,
was
yeah,
very emotional that night.
definitely.
But that
Definitely.
was kind of the base. Yeah, that was kind of the base of it, though. Just how like how people would respond to me and what I was doing, and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, just like my old man, like you want to leave a legacy to carry on.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel I'm at with him. And he's already 18, and I don't know, man. I mean, he's got a long ways to go. I know I was a little bit more advanced than him at 18, but you
Right,
know,
right. Well, I
times have
mean,
changed. That's for sure.
yeah, and it's up to us to start or to start, but to carry on like that tradition, that culture. Maybe, maybe modernize it a little bit to make it more interesting, I guess you could say. But
Right,
like my son, he's 6. The come this spring, I'm actually gonna get him those little like the travel kettles,
right,
the little ones that are like 18-inch or whatever. I'm gonna get him one, and we're gonna sit here, and I'm gonna teach him how to grill, steaks and steaks and steaks, and
right,
I really want him to learn that, and even if he never has a passion for it, I always want him to know that he learned that from his dad, and he's got it
right,
down. You know what I mean? Like
right.
if there's anything that I could teach my kids, it's how to put good food in their bodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it all goes beyond that too, because I know first of all you're gonna teach them how to be like outstanding people.
Yeah, no joke, right?
Yeah. Okay, just making sure. I thought I lost you, man. My
No,
signal.
no, 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 no. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So I mean, go ahead.
no, no, no. Please, please.
Yeah, and like I said, it all starts somewhere, man. And like at the end of the day, you build it up and you build it up your relationship with with your kids, or like all of that. You're just building it up and you're like showing them everything that you've learned throughout your life. So when you're not here, they're able to do things, live life without me around. Because that's like I said, that's
Right.
kind of where I'm at with that right now. Because I'm already, I'm gonna be 50, and I've worked pretty hard my whole life, and just like I always think about like, okay, my pops. my pops left over 20 years ago. You know, I
Damn.
was very young when I
Oh,
was very young when my father passed on,
sorry
and
to hear that, man.
oh yeah, no, it's and every day, it's just one of those things. But I know if he was here, he'd probably be like, "God damn, son, you've done good," and that's how I want to feel about my son. Like you
Heck
never
yeah.
know you never know when you're not going to be around anymore. I mean, from one day to the next, you just don't know. And so every day I strive to show him like, hey, this is who your dad is, and this is what I'm about,
Right.
and this is and this is how I want you to be when you get my age.
Damn, you're making me. You make. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Just getting all teary eyed.
I'm sorry, man.
No, no, no. It's actually perfect because, it's like we all have our things. I don't have like I'm not like diagnosed with crazy anxiety or whatever it is, but we all have our things, and I get a little bit anxiety when I go uh somewhere or do something, and whether or not it's just kind of the way I was grown up to complain a lot, but yeah, it's like with what you said, just make the best out of every situation, no matter what you can do, I mean, it
Yeah,
and it it's just like just positive, just be positive, maybe
right,
find a way to make it a better situation,
right. A
and I
better
always
life, man.
yeah, and I always try to teach my kids that. I mean, even if I can't follow that at times, I always try to tell them, "Hey, don't be like me." I want to teach you now so you don't end up like me in your 40s
Right,
where you're just like, "Oh, about so many different things." I tell my daughter that all the
right.
time. So,
Yeah,
but yeah.
and some things, just like us, man, some things got to be learned the hard way,
Yeah.
and I know I did a lot of learning the hard way, also, but it just from it changing, like from my pops to me seeing me, do dumbass shit to turn around and like try to guide my son away from like, hey, you know what, man, like I've been there, I've done that.
Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes it doesn't matter, what you say, like,
Yeah,
they've got their buddies and this and that, and they're going to have to learn the hard way, whether we like it or not. And the
absolutely.
only thing we can do is, like console them, give them the best advice we can. And all right, man.
Yeah. So exactly, dude. So let's get back to food. I don't want to, these people are going, what? What? I came in here for the
I'm
open
sorry,
fire thing.
man.
No,
I get
no,
emotional,
no.
man.
Hey, I brought it up, and that's what the show's about. It's really it's about having a little bit more empathy for the people that we look up to, you know, um, just stuff like that. So I mean, let's see, half hour into this, let's start more with this open fire thing. So that's really cool. Like you learn like to kind of fabricate. Like your dad was building stuff and cooking on things. So like, what? Let's just say, let's start it out with this kind of. What's like your favorite thing that you used to cook with your dad?
My dad, I mean, times have changed for sure, but I mean, he was real. At first, he would burn everything. He was a shitty cook.
That's
You know
funny,
what I'm saying?
right?
Yeah, he was a horrible cook, man. But his idea of it was it's my day off. I'm gonna drink some beers and burn some meat. That's what he'd call it, and he'd
Heck,
burn it.
I love that though. I love that, dude.
you know,
That's funny.
and after a while though, and just like us, like how I was saying, I mean, back then there wasn't social media or any of that shit, but just like us, like I guess he started like really paying attention to like, you know what, like I'm gonna start making this better, and I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna learn it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna apply it and learn it.
Yeah,
And he ended up, God, man, he cooked so good, man. I mean, anything, man. Finger ribs, man. His finger ribs, he loves those, man. He would sauce them up and all that, and um, he liked eating, like kind of like the culture things as well. Like tripas,
uh-huh.
beef intestines, stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
Uh, so yeah, that's kind of how it went with my pops. And then, like I said, with me, that his idea of relaxing, you know, transpired to me, you know. And so like,
Yeah.
you know, here we are, you know. I get out of work, man. I'm gonna turn on the can, you know, and you know make some dinner outside, and you know because at the end of the day, like if you pay attention to my cooking, I mean I'm outside cooking with cooking, but I don't really consider it barbecue, you know,
Right.
half the
Right.
time because I'm cooking a full meal, you know, like yesterday, you know, I made pork chops with veggies and rice.
Right.
And for me, I mean, like, yeah, I cooked it outside, but like, is it barbecue? You know? Yeah.
Dude, heck yeah, bro.
you
Heck yeah.
you know what I'm saying though? Like, I guess it's beyond that. You know, like there's days where like, okay, I'm barbecuing. Like for me, barbecue in Spanish, carne asada. You know, you're making your fajitas, you're chopping
Hmm.
them up, you know, putting them in a tortilla right off the board. Boom, that's barbecue. You know?
But yeah, but I mean, why not? You know, like I'll freaking put a birthday cake on the damn grill, and hell,
Oh
that's
yeah,
barbecue.
man.
You know,
Hell
like
yeah.
and I don't. I think you should put out more of that. I want to be like, oh, he did that. He did that rice over the fire. You know, why not, dude? You know. So
yeah, that
speaking of
meal yesterday was great.
speaking of crazy guys that do things over fire, like obnoxious things about Al Fragoni. Just kidding.
Yep.
Where did you? How did you? So how did you meet this guy? How did you? Because I mean, the two of
Al,
you together, it's just really awesome. So how did you guys?
I love that guy.
Yeah, tell me
Um,
that. Tell me that story. You two kind of like hitting it off, and
it's
you
so
know.
funny, man, because before I knew before I knew Al personally, you know, because I cook the way I cook and I put it on my Instagram or whatever, and you know, whatever, you know, I've got my neighbors that they come over and they'll eat or whatever. But
Right.
I remember he had only his small grill at the time. He hadn't had that Alamo one yet.
Uh huh.
So he only had the smaller one from what I remember. And somebody had sent me a video, and I think it was he said it was his first video that went viral, where he threw a chain over the pillar on the roof and hung a pineapple and then cooked on the grill. And somebody sent it to me, right? And I was all like, "Oh man, that's pretty cool, you know, this, that, whatever." So you know, fast forward, like maybe a few months later, somehow, some way, I don't remember like how exactly, but we connected,
Uh huh.
you know. And, and,
That's
and
great.
Al took off on TikTok, man. I mean, he's
Yeah.
like TikTok royalty, you
Yeah.
know. He's just royalty, like no matter where he's at. But
Right.
anyway, you know, he took off on TikTok, and you know, like I said, and we got to talking, and like, oh yeah, we're gonna hang out one of these days, or you know, whatever, you know. And you know, like I said, just it was so funny because people would still send me like his content, and I'd be like, that guy's my friend, you know, like that's actually my friend, you know, like you know, he's got all these followers on TikTok, and like that's my buddy, you know, kind of like when I met you, you know, you're
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
do you know Al? I was all like, yeah, I know Al, man, you know, and the thing is that you know, him and I have a lot of stuff in common. We all have a lot of stuff in common, but you
Right.
know, we're close to each other, and his style and my style are very similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And
yeah, that was my thing with Al. Just that like I just remember like people sending me his content all the time, and I'd be like, yeah,
mhm.
man, he's fucking cool. And then we get to talking, and then you know, fast forward later again, and here we are at his place, and I'm got two animals, you know, laid out on crosses, you know, and everybody's there watching, and we're having a hell of a time.
No joke, dude. Those
Hell
crosses are
yeah!
amazing, dude. I
But like
really.
I said, you, I'll like I said, when I met you, you know, you meet people, and you know, from one day to the next, you know, like, hey, you know, like we'll see you later. And I mean, are you really gonna see that person later? You
Yeah.
don't
Right.
know.
Right.
But like I said, with you, it was a little bit different because I knew with Al, we already had a connection,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Definitely.
like I said, and so weird that we were both at Kendrick Barbecue's
Yeah.
house at the same time, you know?
Just random. Yeah. And it was just so
Yeah,
random. Like, I mean, yeah, I got that call like the day of too. It was like, hey, come on out. And I'm like, what? All right, I guess.
yeah, yeah, man.
And
And I'm
yeah,
so glad you did.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, and I mean, I was thinking, oh my god, there's another story. So, like, so how did you meet that guy?
Kendrick,
Yeah, because I
you
started
know,
thinking when we were there, and kind of like I was like, man, this is a real crazy open fire dude, and like how did he meet this big time pellet guy? Like I'm not getting it here.
dude, I fucking idolize that guy, man.
Well,
He's
exactly.
such a
So
top notch. I mean, like he speaks for himself. You know what I mean? I know like I only know like a small piece of what he's like off of social media. You know what I mean?
right,
Very
right.
small piece. But I told him the other day, like the other day I hit 10K and he messaged me and
Heck
he
yeah.
just he sent me a feel good message, and like I said, he's been somebody that I've always watched and like learned from, like his cooking is phenomenal. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
can cook anything,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
and but going deeper than that, like the way he carries himself on social media, all the like the good with the bad, how he
Mhm.
handles it, like that's I've learned stuff from him about that, like like how he handles himself and just stuff like that. And I know like people have their sponsors and stuff like that, so you have to be a certain way sometimes, stuff like that. And I think some people would take advantage of that when he'd make himself vulnerable and really, really like stick it to him and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
but the thing is that like he's handled it very well, and that's like I said, like I started following him back when he was like I think in the high 20Ks,
Dang, that's
and
crazy. Yeah, I remember like 30 or something, and I'm like, God dang, like I remember not long ago, like just because I never really paid attention to like, oh, how much he's grown. I was like, oh my God. Like, I couldn't
that's
believe
the
like
thing though. So when he had, a smaller account, I would interact with him. I'd always tell him like, hey, you know what, this looks good or this, or I'd ask him questions or whatever.
right.
And he's always been very supportive, man. Like that guy would give you the shirt off his back. So like I said, like so I've talked to him through messaging on Instagram, like throughout the years already, I guess you'd say. And I would always tell him like, hey, dude, like one of these days I'm gonna end up there, man, and I want to meet you. And he would always tell me the door's open, and
Heck yeah.
sure enough, I roll up and he's all like, well, the door's open, man, come on over.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's how I ended up there. But yeah, man,
I'm
I
glad you
really
did.
well, so am I, man. And I'm looking forward to hanging with him again.
Yeah, that was actually a really cool day. It was like because I remember it was supposed to be just really low key. They I just ordered pizza, right? And then we were
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. And I remember you sitting there and a couple other guys, and we're like, man, let's go to the store, dude. and,
Yeah.
dude, we ended
Firing
up,
up the pellet grill.
and it was crazy. It was crazy. We had that blues barbecue there from the guy from Tennessee. Did that
Right?
God, those peaches.
Salty?
Oh my
Oh,
god!
yeah, man.
But that we did the tri tips. You did the beet tacos. Oh my god, man! That
It
was
was
awesome.
amazing, dude. I loved it. I loved it,
Yeah,
And that's what I'm down for whatever, dude. I'll cook on, if this is like what, because I know he's sponsored, if that's what he's, cooking
yeah.
on, I'll cook right next to you anyway. I don't care.
Right. I mean, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier about the passion that you share the passion that you have, and it's not just because it's open fire. It's because it's food and you want to make it better. In a
Well,
sense.
that and it's the people that like,
Yes,
what I'm saying? Like, that
exactly.
when we went to the store, that it all started right there. When we went to the store, we started buying meat. We're walking around this, that, and then we came back. And once we started cooking, everything just started like falling
Just
into place.
flowing.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
just like
And it's
everybody
that
was doing their part.
it's that community. It's just that
Yeah,
I love that that like brotherhood and sisterhood. Like I just love that. It's that's
oh
that's
yeah,
what I'm talking about. So
Yeah. I
let
mean,
me ask
I
you.
learned stuff from everybody.
Sorry, hold on. Forgive me. I'm not Russian, but this is like the fourth Russian person I've gotten in this conversation, and I'm sorry. Yeah. So, okay. But anyways, just to let you know how much people actually listen to you. We haven't actually had really. we we haven't. Sorry, there's another one. We haven't actually had. I know people are listening. We haven't had a comment in like I can't tell you how long. So and
Right.
I know it's because it's stupid. So I don't know if you could see that comment, but so I I know that there's people in here, and the thing is uh they're just listening, bro. Like that actually I love that. That they're really wanting to learn from you, to be honest. So if that's anything,
Right.
I'm thoroughly looking forward to a lot more content of yours, and meeting up with you like we did out in Texas or Kendrick's house or whatever, whether it be big or small. I'm looking forward to it, and I know anyone else would too. Your classes that are
Right.
going to come up. So one thing I do want to ask you, what I know you cook all these big things and you do the crosses and all this stuff, no matter what it is. So let me say, no matter what you're cooking on or whatever, what's your favorite thing to do? I know you got to travel a lot for work, not travel, but you're not home a lot, you're away from
Right.
home. And when you come home and you want to relax, like what's like your if I could say, hey, you do your favorite thing tonight, like what is that?
That would probably be the skin on pork belly, the chicharron pork belly, man.
What?
That is like my favorite thing to like make and eat. It's just so much fun. I make it in my hanging oven. I mean, there's so many different ways of making it, and so many different methods, I guess you'd say. And I know what works for me. And that's my funnest thing. Like, yeah, if I'm gonna have somebody special to my house, like say you come to my house, you're gonna be eating chicharron pork belly.
I'm looking for that right now. Like
Yeah,
put that on
I'm
some
pretty
dry
good at
ice. Put that on some dry
it.
ice and ship it to me, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I'm pretty good at it. Like I said, I already got it dialed in, and yeah, I'm pretty good at making it. And that, like I said, that's my favorite thing to like make and eat. But
I'm actually
it
gonna have to
actually,
ask you for some advice on that because I actually I really want to do something like that.
I
So
got you, man, with your kettle too. I'll tell you exactly how to do it on your kettle.
and so that brings up some another subject real quick that I wanted to talk about. But go ahead and finish your thought. You were saying something. Whether okay, let's just say we forgot. Oh, I
Well,
forgot.
I,
All right, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, but other than that though, just it doesn't even matter what. Most of the time when I'm gonna cook at night, I don't even know what I'm gonna make.
Right.
I don't figure it out until I walk into a store.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because I'm like almost the same way. I kind of
Yeah,
go in there and I look at something and I go, ooh, that sounds good. Maybe I'll
yeah,
just happen to see a pork steak out there, and I'm thinking, ooh, man, that sounds good tonight. So, okay. So I was thinking, man, I really one of these days I want to own something that you make, that you welded, whatever, whether it be a cross or
right,
something like that. But I'm actually, I started thinking about it, and I'm like, dude, you should start making things like attachments for like grills that people already have.
right.
Because I'm
And
thinking, oh my god, dude, if you built something for like my kettle, like a oven hanging thing or whatever it is, oh my god, man, I'd flip out.
right,
I would flip out because
right, right on.
it would just change. It would change the game so much, because I mean, I don't care if you're cooking on a hole in the ground. I mean, we saw what Al Fragoni, he just lit up some damn sticks and logs in the snow, and just said,
Yeah,
screw it, let's just do this, and he just started doing whatever. And And it doesn't matter if you have the, $15,000 smoker or the $15, grill.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think any addition that you can add on to that would be fantastic.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah, man.
But anyways,
I
sorry.
mean,
So,
I've never cooked on a Weber, man.
oh my god, bro. So
I
really,
haven't.
like if you've cooked on like the Owls, the Ivar Pro, it's virtually the same, just with a lid. And yeah, it's kind of different. So I won't even say. I'm gonna be honest. I want that Fuego's the Ivar Pro, that the smaller one,
Right. Yeah.
the one that I was cooking on with the wings and
Right.
stuff. I want
Exactly.
that one so bad, dude, because
Yeah.
that, to me, for me, coming off of a kettle, it's like the best of both worlds for me. You know what I'm saying? Like something I can learn
Right.
on, but it's not too huge where I gotta build this like 20 log fire for like every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's not too
Right.
big for me. So, but anyways,
Well, and I know, like a Weber kettle is probably like a regular barbecue pit, like what I would call a regular barbecue pit
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
basically, like my dad would make a piece of pipe with a
Right,
lid. You put your
right.
coals inside and you cook.
Yeah, and I use the concept that I'm always cooking on like an offset or something bigger, like more of a barrel. Like I
Okay,
l-
yeah.
I almost never cook in direct heat.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I always have at
To the
least
side.
half of the grill over to the side. My vents on the lid or on the other side. It's just the way
Right.
I like to learn, because I figure it just teaches me better fire management,
Right,
skills.
okay.
And so, but um so less than 10 minutes left in this. So one thing I want to say is we are definitely going to have an after party tonight. Is that okay with
Yeah,
you?
absolutely. Yeah, man,
So
I'm down. I don't work tomorrow.
yeah, there you go. So for those that don't know what that is, or those that are in this chat, or that will future listen to this in the future, what it is just another live that we like to do on Instagram after this show. So basically, Talking Tuesdays, the after party. But today's a special day, and I was not going to let this moment pass, dude. As soon as you said, "Hey, you might be able to come on," I was like, I don't care if it's on a freaking Sunday at 6 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna do this. So it doesn't
Right.
matter to me, man. So
Well,
um,
that really means a lot, man. And
yeah,
real quick, I just wanted to say also, I was very taken back by because you posted it this morning that we were gonna have you're talking Tuesday on Thursday,
yeah, yeah,
and I was real taken back with all the shares of that post that we were gonna be on tonight. I was like,
yeah,
I mean, like, I get it, you know what I'm saying, but like I was just really taken back, like wow, like all these people are reposting this, and it was on your story and my story,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I was like, man, that's badass. Like that's
yeah.
what I'm saying, dude. Like, everybody's out there, and we're all friends. It's beautiful.
Yes. And this is why, so anyone that's listening or that will listen, this is why I'm trying to get people to understand that the first hour is on YouTube. So a lot of people still, because I used to do it solely on Instagram, right? So
Right,
the transition was a little hard, and I know it is hard for some people, and whatever, to subscribe to another thing and go whatever. But I really want to make sure that people start transitioning over here, because I know people are gonna love. I mean, heck, after these posts, I get 60 more views, and I'm like, why didn't you just
right,
watch it? And in the future, we're gonna have more giveaways, more things like that, to try to help give back to the community. But what I want is, so 5 minutes left. What I want you to do is kind of close this out. Tell me, tell me what your future looks like. Just like with the social media, whether it be the classes that you're going to be doing. Not like when or where. You don't have to say
right.
anything like that. But um, just kind of what the future Big Hobbs Open Fire Barbecue looks like.
Well, I mean, it's basically like it's a day by day thing for me. I mean, like you just never know where you're gonna end up. But I know, like what I have in my mind is I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, just when I have the time to do it. The cooking, the creating content, the traveling, meeting people, working with other people, stuff of that nature. So I mean,
Right.
that's about where I'm at with it. Like I mean, for me, it's just having a good time in the backyard. Like you're seeing what you're seeing is what I'm doing. And that's what I love. So I mean, that's my future. I mean, building stuff. Sending it. Wherever people are ordering it from. I'll continue doing that. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I've got a regular job, so like my regular job holds me back from wanting to dig into that deeper. But for the most part, it's more about just kind of like like the family and the brotherhood and the camaraderie. And I say brotherhood, but I mean sisterhood as well.
Right.
Because
Right. Right.
I mean, I follow a lot of women. For one, they're all the women I follow are very nice people, but they're amazing cooks, man.
Yeah.
And it's not that they're outside cooking or they
Throwing
are
down.
outside,
Throwing
but
down.
yeah, women can. God, man, I mean, you know, us guys, will put a brisket in this, that, whatever. But the way I like to cook, like the meals that I put together with my vegetables or my side dishes like rice or whatever, like a lot of that comes from watching like the women that
Yeah.
cook on Instagram,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the meat stuff, the guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it all just coincides together.
Heck yeah, dude. So Jeremy Spears. Real quick, I don't know if you don't need to go into this. I mean, it is what it is. I understand personal issues, but I missed the first bit of the show. Hobbs, what's your full time gig?
Full time gig. I'm a transmission lineman. I'm on the tail end of it. I don't get in the bucket too often anymore. Definitely do not do any more climbing, but I've had my share. I've been a lineman for almost 20 years, and
Wow.
like I said, that's where I'm at with that, and that all falls back on like my fabricating and all that. It's just working outside, working with your hands. You know, like knowing like the rigging part of being a lineman, tying knots, all of that. Just like yeah, it's a talent, dude. Like
Heck
you
yeah.
got guys that are linemen, and then you got like guys that are like linemen. And yeah, I've been around long enough to know the difference.
Right. No, that's cool. So, I mean, if anything can describe you, it's hard work, dedication, and passion.
Right
Not
on.
one word. I guess that's three words, but or three or four, but yeah.
That's
So
finished.
I have to say, like, it's really hard to have a live that, because I do like to try to keep these to an hour, you know, and man, I think we could probably cover a good 3 hours if we really wanted
Oh,
to.
definitely. I've got so much more to say.
Yeah, and
But
hey, and just as an FYI for the, you've been in the after party a couple times, and I love it when you join, but the after party, is just a little bit more laid back. We invite more people
oh,
in, and we could chit chat and do things. I know. I wanted to say, Al Fragoni, he did message me as soon as he saw the post about you being on. He was saying, "Wow, wow, wow," and he couldn't be here tonight. He wanted to be here like really bad,
wow.
in this, to be at the live, at least to throw down some comments for you. But I guess he's at the rodeo kind of thing,
Right, San
and
Antonio
doing that.
Rodeo.
Yeah, yeah. So I do want to make sure I give a shout out from Al, because he was very excited that you were going to be on, and I know he's going to end up watching this in the future. So with that said, man, closing this out, I can't tell you, we literally just hit the tip of the iceberg with you, but man, you're a really awesome guy, and
Thank
all
you.
around, all around. It's not just because, oh, Hobbs is so cool with the open fire. It's not that, dude. Like I said, it's the way you carry yourself and the passion that you exude through your personality and everything, and you're a really cool guy to hang out with. And I guarantee you, anyone that does see this man in person, goes to any of his classes, you will literally not regret it. Like, there's no way that you would ever regret it. So I do have one more comment. This is crazy. So bikes, brew, cube. So I work for Altec building those trucks.
Yeah, right on, man. Hell yeah, man. Thank God for the bucket trucks, man. I mean, I haven't put on a set of hooks in a few years, so yeah, man. Cheers to
That's
bucket
crazy.
truck.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, with that said, why don't we go ahead and carry this over, man? Let's have a little party. Let's get some more drink in us and
Okay,
do whatever, and maybe a little potty break in between real quick. And then
okay. Real
all
quick,
right.
I just want to tell you, thank you so much for having me on. I was like, like your show in particular was one that I was really looking forward to, and
Ah,
glad that you invited me on. I like just the whole way that you mediate the whole thing, and the way you carry on and stuff like that. Like it meant a lot for me for what we're doing right now to be as perfect on my end that I could make it. So thank you
yeah,
so much, Steve.
dude.
I
No,
appreciate you.
I'm honored, man. I'm just talking. So, but I
Thank,
appreciate that, dude. That means a lot. So, we're gonna go
okay.
ahead and end this out. And thank you everyone for joining in. Hit that like button. Throw me a comment or whatever on it. Let us know how you liked it. And all right, we'll see you on the backside. Stick with me for a minute, Hobbs, after I end this.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye, bye, guys.